Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back with more Know Your Members of Congress for the 119th Congress Thursday edition. Yes, it's late, but we're getting into it. Before we get into the video itself, though, do want to remind you we have two ways to donate to the channel. I have a Patreon account, which is a month-to-month monthly system of donations. I also have a Coffee account, which can do the same, but it also can allow you to donate on one-time basis. So yes, do not donate if you are in financial difficulty. I don't want you put yourself under further financial stress just to show support. If you can afford it and you want to, then by all means donate. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, as always, this is me, myself, and I who make the videos, do the research, do the filming, do the editing, do the posting. Yeah. With that said, let's jump into the video. Today, we are looking at Representative Wesley Hunt, the representative for the 38th District of Texas, which is one of these weird-looking gerrymandered all-to-fuck districts in Texas and is just to the west of Houston. He is a Republican, of course, and before he took office, he was preceded in office by nobody because it was a newly established constituency. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at who Wesley Hunt is as an individual. He was born in Houston, Texas on November 13th, 1981, graduated from St. John's School in Houston, Texas in 2000, earned a Bachelor of Science from the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York in 2004, earned an MPA from Cornell University in Ithaca, New York in 2015, an MBA from Cornell University in Ithaca, New York in 2015, and an MILR from Cornell University in Ithaca, New York in 2016. Member of the United States Army 2004 to 2012. What has been a loan officer, a human resources professional, unsuccessful candidate for election to the 117th Congress in 2020 before being elected as a Republican to the 118th and the following Congress. So he is in his second term. Now, let's go ahead and look at the committees he is on. He is on the Committee on Natural Resources, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources and the Subcommittee on Federal Lands. He's on the Committee on the Judiciary, of which he's on the Subcommittee on Immigration Integrity, Security, and Enforcement, and the Subcommittee on the Constitution and Limited Government. Now, let's go ahead and look at his top 5 individual donors and contributors over the last election cycle. At the top, number 1, we have the monster, you gotta hate him, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, who is an American pro-Israel lobbying group that is treason that advocates its policies to the legislative and executive branches of the United States, being one of several such pro-Israel lobbying organizations in the United States, and has been called one of the most influential lobbying groups in the U.S. because it floods money into a system that is full of gullible, bribable politicians. It prescribes itself as being bipartisan, but we know it just bribes both parties. It reports more than 5 million members in the U.S. as of 2025, 17 regional offices, and a vast pool of donors. It was founded in 1954 by lobbyists for the Israeli government, partly to counter national criticism of Israel's Kibbutz massacre of Palestinian villagers that year, and became a powerful organization in the 1980s. In 2002, it expressed intent to lobby Congress to authorize use of force in Iraq, a huge boondoggle, and celebrated the Iraq War in 2003 at AIPAC events. In 2005, a Pentagon analyst pled guilty to espionage charges of passing U.S. government secrets to senior AIPAC officials in what became known as the AIPAC espionage scandal. It is a monstrous, demonic, vile, evil, fucking lobbying group, and it should be banned because lobbying for another country is not lobbying, it's treason. Altogether, they have donated $56,724, and once again, that's AIPAC. Next, at number 2, we have the Lanier Law Group, and they were founded in 1990 by trial lawyer Mark Lanier, and is seen as one of the premier trial law firms in the United States, with offices in Houston, New York, and Los Angeles. So yeah, altogether, they have donated $19,800, and once again, that's the Lanier Law Firm. Next, at number 3, we have Adams Resource and Energy, and they are a Russell 2000 index company engaged in the marketing of crude oil, natural gas, and liquid chemical products, being founded by Kenneth Stanley Bud Adams Jr. in 1947 as the wildcatting firm ADA Oil Company, and went public in 1974. Adams served as the company's first chief executive for more than half a century. The company and its subsidiaries presently have over 800 employees. The company's Gulfmark Energy Incorporated subsidiary is engaged in crude oil marketing, transportation, terminaling, and storage in various crude oil and natural gas basins in the lower 48 states of the U.S. and arranges sales and deliveries to refiners and other customers. Gulfmark purchases approximately 95,000 barrels per day at the wellhead, and Adams has interest in 298 oil wells and operates 42 such oil wells. The company's service transport subsidiaries transports liquid chemicals, pressurized gases, asphalt, and dry bulk, primarily to the lower 48 states of the U.S., with deliveries into Canada and Mexico, with 15 terminals across the U.S. It is headquartered in Houston, Texas. Altogether, they have donated $18,200, and once again, that's Adams Resources and Energy. Next, at number 4, we have ConocoPhillips, and they are an American multinational corporation engaged in hydrocarbon exploration and production based in the Energy Corridor District of Houston, Texas, and has operations in 15 countries and has production in the United States, 49% of 2019 production, Norway 10% of 2019 production, Canada 5% of 2019 production, Australia 12% of 2019 production, Indonesia 4% of 2019 production, Malaysia 4% of 2019 production, Libya 3% of 2019 production, China 3% of 2019 production, and Qatar 6% of 2019 production. Its production in the U.S. included production in Alaska, the Eagle Ford Group, the Permian Basin, the Bakken Formation, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Anadarko Basin. Approximately one-third of the company's U.S. production is in Alaska, where its operations in the Cook Inlet area, the Alpine oil field off the Colville River, and the Kupatik oil field and Prudhoe Bay oil field on the Alaska North Slope. As of December 31st, 2023, the company had proved reservoirs of 6,758 million barrels of oil equivalent, of which 46% was petroleum, 34% natural gas, and 14% natural gas liquids, and 6% bitumen. The company was ranked 75th on the Fortune 500, and in 2021 it was ranked 156th. In 2023, Forbes Global 2000 had them ranked as the 83rd largest public company in the world, and it was also ranked 207th on the Forbes Best Employers for Diversity in 2021. 125th on Forbes America's Best Employers 2021, and 76 on Forbes Canada's Best Employers 2021. It was ranked 14th most polluting company in the world by The Guardian in 2019 and is responsible for 0.91% of the global industrial greenhouse gas emissions from 1988 to 2015. They were originally founded in 1875. Altogether, they have donated $16,652, and once again, that's ConocoPhillips. Finally, in fifth, we have Permian Resources, and they are an independent oil and natural gas company focusing on the development of crude oil and associated liquids-rich natural gas reserves in the U.S. that primarily focuses on the Delaware Basin, a sub-basin of the Permian Basin. Its properties consist of acreage blocks in Reeves County in West Texas and Lea County in New Mexico. It is formerly known as Centennial Resource Development and has changed its name to Permian Resources Corporation in September of 2022. It was incorporated in 2015 and is headquartered in Midland, Texas. Altogether, it has donated $16,600, and once again, that's Permian Resources. Now, let's go ahead and look at the top 5 industry donors over the last election cycle. At the top, Republican and conservative groups, who altogether have donated $640,347. Next at number 2 is retired, who altogether have donated $241,075. Next at number 3 is minority ethnic groups, who altogether have donated $90,566. Next at number 4 is pro-Israel groups, who altogether have donated $80,204. And in 5th is independent oil and gas producers, who altogether have donated $68,744. Now let's go ahead and look at his donors at a glance, and we can see some clear issues. Him being on the Committee for Natural Resources, being on the subcommittees on energy and mineral resources and federal lands. Yet his last 3 individual donors are all energy producers. You gotta donate that big money to those you think will do more for you, and having somebody on the committees shows the corruption. But let's look more at his individual donors at a glance. APAC, boo, suck. Lanier Law Firm, ooh. Adams Resources and Energy, boo, suck. ConocoPhillips, boo, suck. Permian Resources, boo, suck. Industry-wise, let me pull up industries here. Republican conservative groups, boo, fucking suck. Retired, great, absolutely wonderful, one that is actually good because it's actually fucking people. Minority ethnic groups, great, absolutely wonderful, that's fine. I understand he's probably only in it because he is a black Republican, but still. Pro-Israel groups, boo, fucking suck. Independent oil and gas producers, boo, suck. So yeah, you got two good ones on industries and individually, nothing good. Your donors suck balls. You're almost at the very bottom, suck ass balls, but right now I just list them as suck balls. Anyway, this has been a look at Representative Wesley Hunt, the representative for the 38th District of Texas. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources, and it can't be tinfoil hat wearing sources or a bunch of anecdotes slapped together to try to make sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.